Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for another World Cup watch-along. And we are here just before kick-off as they do their handshakes. The national anthem has just finished for Norway versus Ivory Coast versus Norway, technically that way around, technically. I will be joined by Mr. Tom and Catherine very, very soon. They've got the link, they'll be joining very, very soon, so it won't just be me you're dealing with today. But yeah, so obviously Odegaard, Haaland, Nicholas Pepe, trying to think now. Yeah, Monday, the lad that's been going. Oh, I'm going for actually I'm going to go PSG because I'd rather win things. I love that. And also, whilst we've got other things to talk about potentially as well, depending on how this game goes within the Premier League and transfers or other clubs. And apparently, a player that gets back-to-back relegations with two different clubs in back-to-back seasons is worth £85 million apparently. And we'll get onto that very, very soon. Obviously, that's a nice kit. Just seen, obviously, Norway wearing that all-white kit. It is a clean white, not like dirty, creamy white or anything like that. Just got that. What's the names? 1 sec. The scoreboard. So bear with me on that one. Is it going to be that? Can I do that one? No, we ain't got to be in PNG. They're just showing the officials doing their thing. There's something like that in Spain doing ting and all this malarkey. And Ivory Coast, we assume now we're in there all orange with hints of green. Yeah, I'd assume anyway. Just get, as I say, let's talk about the last few knockings of things. For fun, I think Ivory Coast. What did I think someone else did? Who's meant to be in golf? Ivory Coast. What happened to Mendy? Anyway. Case at Frank SA as well, the captain, AC Milan. Again, I'm looking forward to this game. Both buying the Canada game against South Africa. Most of the games since then, I've actually looked forward to. They've actually been decent games. I know I was meant to do the Holland game early hours this morning at 2 a.m, but literally got to 1 o'clock. And I'm struggling to stay awake because is it worth it? Put myself through that, put my body through that just to potentially. Obviously, I will be still going with that stream at 5 in the morning, whatever it was. It would not have been a pretty sight in terms of having to sit in. I would have been like, I want to sleep. My body needs sleep. Probably asleep. Probably still be asleep now, but if it weren't for the mine's gone blank. Pretty shootout, sorry. Mine went blank. And I do apologise. Just trying to find a fucking right badge. I might have to just do the fucking national team flag, and they'll be happy with it basically. Team huddles quickly. Come on, what are we doing? I'm gonna go. Also, I do think this will be like 90 minutes. I think Norway, Haaland, Odegaard in the game will be too strong, in my opinion. I think they nicked this 2-1. I think they've got too much in their ammunition that Ivory Coast will struggle basically to contend with that. And we're off basically. Here we go. Let's see if that works. Probably won't work. That would piss me off. So bear with me. I'm still sorting the scoreboard out. So it's there you go. It does work. Yeah, of course it fucking what's the name now? Like that. We go like that. We bring that down. We go boom. Okay, and then we go right. Wait a sec. That's Norway play the ball here. Pepe blocks it out for a throw-in. With me a fan at the way, don't need that at the moment, so that's there. And we're off. There we go. Right, go to here. Here we go. There's your scoreboard. And we're off and running. Just waiting for the other two to join. Need to find out what's going on with them. Because we're also, Tom, I think Catherine, it's depending on how busy she is with work and all that. Oh, there we go. So probably so far. Oh, okay, no, as I say, it depends how busy you are, between them if you could pop in or not. I know Tom is due in any moment. Well, the goals only came, 2 goals came at the back end of the second half in normal time, and then it was half hour of a ball fest by the looks of it, and then the penalty shootout. The drama came in the penalty shootout, basically. Ricochet. Again, I think this could be more than 2-1. I think maybe 3-1 actually might go. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-1, fuck it. My channel, I can change my Dixers if I want. True, I did say that, Gav. But with good reason and that, let's be honest. And also, Germany didn't have, to be fair, in this instance, Norway have Haaland as their striker, amongst others, but Haaland being the actual striker, the main threat. Germany don't have a Haaland. They have weapons, but they don't have a Haaland. And as I say that, by the way, I'm literally in my head, all can visualise in my head is the Avengers first film where Loki and Tony Stark or at Stark Towers at the time, and he's like, I've got an army. Yeah, we've got Hulk. We've got Hulk. And in terms of that, that's like Tony Stark's Norway, and they're going, oh yeah, cool. You've got an army, have you, Germany? We've got Hulk. And that is quite literally Erling Haaland. Steve the Arsenal misfit at this point, from what we have seen, making predictions is a crap shot with the erratic VAR officials. Because it's rule change. They're doing dummy runs. They're using this tournament as a dummy run for what's that? They're using this as a dummy run for certain new rule changes, and hoping it works. Basically, that's what they're doing. Jokic will go home late. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. And even if he does go home, I've still got Saliba at the World Cup. Right, we'll see. See, from an Arsenal point of view, it's win-win because either Jokic comes home early or Saliba comes home early. And then they have a few weeks off, like Havertz, come back, ready for pre-season, off we go come August. I mean, again, from a selfish Arsenal point of view, that's how I'm seeing it. By the end of the night, I either get one of my defenders back or get my striker back. Early, I mean, that makes sense. Just in case nothing in the group chat, there we go. 3-0 Norway, Haaland, Brace, Odegaard, 1 goal, 1 assist. Cool. Quinton, I'm sure you're on about Quinton. You're not doing the old clickbaity crap that fucking you see on on social media today. But yeah, Quinton Timmer missed a pen for the Netherlands. I saw. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. I know it wasn't Julian Timber because he didn't go. He wasn't fit enough to go to the World Cup. If he had gone to the World Cup, the first World Cup from a Dutch point of view in probably two decades, or just shy of one of the two, of brothers going to the World Cup representing Holland, basically. Germany got screwed royally with that disallowed goal. That was never a foul. And I was on a dog walk this morning. I bumped into one of the regulars, and he said that as well. I was like, I agree with you. I agree with you. I said, no, by saying that, I agree with what you're saying in that sense. But the second you see second I saw the contact, I was in the watch long for that game, and Catherine backed me up. The second I saw that contact in the replays, I knew what was coming. I knew it was going to be looked at, and the goal was going to be disallowed, because that's the way football's going now. We're going down that route of over protecting the goalkeepers again. The slightest touch is a foul. All Arsenal players advanced to the round of 32. How many did Chelsea? Oh, we go, Catherine's getting two pence in the Chelsea dicks. Crossing from Ivory Coast, I think. How many Chelsea have gone to the World Cup? How many are still in it? I recall only James and then I think, yeah, probably it might be one or two more if they're lucky. If they're lucky, I say. We've even got ex-Arsenal at the World Cup in Nicolas Pepe, for crying out loud. Oh, clearance, that for a corner. I think it was two-handed foul. It's the fact that he has his arms. The reason why, again, I say this, the reason why, as soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to be this now, because he has his arms initially around the keeper, and as he's letting go, he then shoves him to the floor. He does shove him. There is a push there. You can argue if it's how in terms of the aggressiveness and the lack of whatever, but the fact that he's doing that, and as he's letting go, does that. Screws him. It screws him. Klopp said if they chalk that off, then you do. How did Arsenal get away? Again, I find it amazing how the media find a way to make everything about Arsenal, even at a World Cup. They're making anything about set pieces or things like that, or in general, anything happens in this World Cup, they refer back to Arsenal. It's a World Cup. Get over it. Bloody hell! Even as an Arsenal fan, it gets sickening. Let it go. Yes, your ex players and you used or what so you got ex players or ex managers that managed or played for rivals either recently or in the last 20 to 30 odd years, and you're all bitter from your times and all that when it comes to Arsenal and whatever pain they gave you or this, that, and the other. But get over yourselves. Arsenal won the league fair and square. You were the best team in the country by a mile. We just made it interesting with a few drop points here near the end. As in the Bournemouth and Man City game, I mean. And but either way, we deservedly won. We deservedly won the league. I don't care. I said this all season. We score set pieces every game. We win, and the winning goal, or the decisive goal in every game in the league, is a set piece goal. I'm fucking taking it and running with it. I'm here to win. I'm here. I'm here to win. Fucking to compete and win titles, be it league or European. Good interception there. I'm just stating facts, Gav. The question is, point was made in the chat. I'm calling out the media for doing what they're doing. So blame the media, basically. But at the end of the day, yeah, we won the league fair and square. I said it all season last year. We could win all 38 games from whatever scoreline with a winning goal or the decisive goal being a set piece. I wouldn't give a flying monkeys, basically, if it meant we won the league. And we won the league. So now it's about evolving our gameplay, not just relying on it again next season, a set piece, but having that, holding on to that, but evolving as well in a positive way. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I want to focus on this game for crying out loud. Why are we not talking about what away? Oh dear, got to laugh. How are we not talking about bloody Tottenham spending £85 million on a back-to-back relegation for the player? How is that possible? I want to get your thoughts on this, guys. How is it Fernandez of West Ham, and formerly Southampton, is now faced in 2 seasons in a row of relegation with first Southampton, then West Ham last season just finished, and he's been sold. In general, I don't hear it, but he's been sold for £85 million. The market has been that shows that the market's mental at this point. When a player it's not sold. I'm not saying it's solely just on him that they got the relegations happened for both Southampton and West Ham, but he was involved. There's no coincidence he's involved in the position he plays. Like the midfield is overrun, and he just happened to be at both clubs. But either way, he's had back-to-back relegations, and Tottenham spent £85 million on the bastard. Even Man United weren't that divvy. It's not how you win; it's what you win. Exactly. And this is at the back end of the season. I can't remember if you'd already joined the channel at the time or not. But it was like when we was having the discussion going into the couple weeks, the week itself and the couple weeks prior to it, the West Ham game, because it was obviously London derby away from home. We're going for a title. You had Tottenham in the relegation battle. They were struggling. West Ham were there as well. It's basically at that point a head-to-head. And I think it was Gav and other people coming in saying, "Right, Ryan, if it meant Tottenham being relegated, would you sacrifice a win against West Ham?" And straight away, I went, "No." End of the day, I'm here as an Arsenal fan to win titles. I focus on myself and my team. If they get relegated, fantastic. In terms of Tottenham, fantastic. But we've got to do our job. We've got our own priorities to look after. Mentality thing. If you've done it the other way around, and I know for a fact, they would have said the opposite. This is the fucking myth of Tottenham. That's been massively led with the media, by the way, for the last 20 years. The second Martin Yard came along and ruined it all in terms of start making them a team challenging for your Champions League spots and what is now Europa League spots, etc. Changed the whole sort of what was going down there, basically. End of the day, they're not a top 6 club. Period. They've not won a league title in cut. They've not only not won a league title in my lifetime, they've not won it in colour. That piece cleared. Mr. Tom in the Dark is now joining us. How you doing, Tom?
Good evening.
I'm assuming that's a Leeds shirt, yeah, because that's the maroon one, isn't it?
It's the one we wore when we won at Manchester City in lockdown.
Yeah, that's the one.
But without the sponsor on it because it's cheap.
Yeah. But how are you doing anyway, obviously? Nice day today, or?
Yeah, I do apologise for being late as soon as I asked for this stream. But then
No,
I didn't
it's no
realise
problem. It's
it's a
fine.
lot earlier than it actually seemed in my mind. But it's no problem. I do apologise in all seriousness. But I did. I was actually on my way home. I did make a meme, as in, I'm on my way from The Simpsons. And that's always amused me when Homer's like, I'm on my way, and it happened to be the answer to a question that was on the TV at the time, so he wasn't really listening to actually say it in the first place. It was really clever. Anyway, how you doing, Gav? How you doing, Ryan? How is the Ivory Coast doing? Or are we not allowed to call them that anymore?
I call them that. I don't do the bloody coast of the it's Ivory Coast, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, then they'll find
Until
out,
I'm told it's politically, until I'm told officially it's politically incorrect to call them that anymore. The country that anymore. Until I'm told that and showed that in evidence, I'm sticking with the traditions, guys.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
All this bloody. What was the other one? Czech Republic. Was it Czech Republic? It's always been Czech Republic. This World Cup, Czechoslovakia. It's like what? Just add an extra. You had a letter for the sake of it. It's like he doesn't know you anymore.
You'd have more chance of getting me to shit in my hands and clap. Pardon my language, of course.
I will say it's been open about 18 minutes in. It's been sort of end to end. Both having chances in the attack. He's just lacking that final third.
Well, I get the feeling, and I'm no expert on this, but if Norway do not win this, there will be questions asked, as in, why didn't you try to beat France?
Yeah, especially as a chance. It was literally a winner takes all. You're both level on points. If you had one, you won the group, and you would have played. We would have been playing later on, but playing against Sweden, which is more again because of the locations of both countries are more of a very tastier game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine says Ivory Coast is one of her sweepstake
How many
teams.
sweepstake teams have you got?
I was given two. I was given Belgium and Spain. I think Catherine has got. I think because they're all in different ones as well. But the one that I'm in with them, we all given two each. In the group that we had, enough for everyone to get two each. I think who's the other one, Catherine, that you had? Oh, Big Ange, yeah, I've seen. Someone said that last night in the chat.
Well, that's based on him previously working in Scotland, I imagine. And
Yeah, I'd assume. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'd assume that. Yeah.
Senegal, Ivory Coast, Austria. Oh, fair enough.
Oh, what's that? Corner. Oh, Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Austria were Catherine's sweepstakes teams. Bloody hell. It makes you feel any better. Belgium will be out soon. I'll be down to one soon if I'm lucky.
You've seen that Tottenham is signing Fernandes from West Ham.
Yeah, I was just saying as you came in, I was just saying that how as a player who's had back in 2 seasons been relegated with Southampton and West Ham, being valued at £85 million. Back in the day, if a player went from club to club and got relegated season in, season out, you were lucky to get £5 million for them.
I think the one thing on West Ham's side in this is because they weren't expecting to go down, when they signed players, they didn't actually have relegation clauses. So you can, if like, it's a two-way street, obviously, because when it happened to Leicester, they didn't have relegation clauses either. But then that just meant they were paying loads of wages for players.
Yeah.
which is the reason you have to sell the players more than the fact they want to leave. It's like you can't really afford to pay them in the Championship. So I don't think people understand the level to which there's no money in the Championship.
That's I think that's why you see. I know they're coming up. It'd be the first one. Was it 25 years or whatever? Coventry City, yourselves, when you first came up under Bielsa, you had to pretty much come up with the team you had with a couple of additions here and there, just and pray and hope you stayed up, and basically start building from the second summer onwards.
We were just very lucky in the sense that we had a manager that could turn around and just randomly go, shall we just ask if Rafinha wants to play for us?
We've got this guy, he's Brazilian, he looks good enough.
Yeah. And you can make a bit of a profit on him. But which we did. One of my favourite comments this season, and I use favourite loosely, is Rio Ferdinand. I think he was at the Spanish Super Cup in Saudi. Also, he was paid to go to Saudi Arabia and promote it and all that. But he said, the biggest thing I learned here is how good Rafinha is, because I can't believe no one wanted him in the Premier League. It's like, no, mate, everyone wanted him. The only difference is that Arsenal put a bid in, Chelsea put a bid in, and we went, yep. And Rafinha went, no, I only want to play for Barcelona, which then created a situation where no one's bid matters.
Yeah.
Like Arsenal could have offered 100 million and he would have only wanted to play for Barcelona because he grew up wanting to play for Barcelona.
Yeah. It so happened that his agent was an ex-Barca player as well and had a connection.
Yes. It's why I remember this like 3 years ago, is that I remember quite a few people in the community going to me, we've bought your player. I was like, you haven't? They were like, what do you mean you haven't? I was like, because you could offer anything and he won't want to play for you because he wants to go to a specific place. Which is why we did well to get the amount of money we did for him, considering we had no real negotiating power in the situation.
Yeah. I think what went in your favour was the length of contract and the fact that you couldn't, because he publicly put it out that it was at Barcelona or nothing. It's like, well, everyone knows where he wants to go, guys. You want him, this is the fee you're going to have to pay. This is early hydration break in an indoor arena. I think it's indoors. Dallas one, I can't remember.
I love this hydration break because it's united the entire planet against football and FIFA. Because it's like, why does it exist?
Where's I think this is the indoor one, I think, as well in Dallas. The Mercedes one, I think, is the one at the roof and all that. I think it's that
the one in Atlanta.
It might be in Atlanta actually, but I think this is indoor as well. I think by the looks of it, because the floodlights are on. It's daylight outside. But either which way, when the roof's closed and you've got aircon getting pumped into the stage to bring the temperatures down to on pit side and in the stands to like 20, 21. there you go. There's the cheerleaders. We've been talking about cheerleaders all bloody because NFL grounds, and here they are. You'll see in a sec. Just like right now, Alvarez not wanting. Not that he doesn't want Arsenal or anyone else. It's just his preference is, again, because of his heritage, is to play for Barcelona. But if Barcelona don't come with a bid.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the reality is, to save you a bit of time, Rafinha doesn't grow up wanting to play for Arsenal. That's nothing against Arsenal or anyone who supports Arsenal, but he grew up wanting to play for Barcelona.
Again, heritage and all because of where he come from, yeah.
I grew up wanting to play for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but that's a whole different conversation, I suppose. What's it? They've got a documentary on Netflix. I've never seen it. I know there's a new season of it. I believe it's got 3 seasons.
Doing something right then, bloody hell.
say this. I'm probably never going to watch it, but it's on my list, and it's one of them things that I will never actually watch, but I will always come up and go, "Oh yeah, that looks like something I should keep on my list." And then I'll go and watch House or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever they haven't took off for a 6 month period to bring back 6 months later.
Oh, I cannot tell you. I know people will say they're very angry, it's like hyperbole. I was furious. I watched every season of The Shield until I got to the last 5 episodes of season, the final season. I can't remember, is it season 5 or something like that? But anyway, and it just disappeared off Netflix. Just disappeared. It just doesn't exist anymore. And I've never gone out and seeked it to find out what happens because fuck yourselves, basically.
Yeah.
They couldn't even put up a thing up leave Netflix in the next month. I'll then, get a gear on.
Yeah.
It's my fault if I don't watch
Understand, yeah. But they gave you nothing, by the sounds of it.
It was like it was there yesterday and it wasn't today, and I'll beyond pissed. Because if I knew it was disappearing tomorrow, I wouldn't have bothered watching the first 5.5 seasons or whatever it is. To be fair, it is very good. I'd wholly recommend it to people, but I couldn't tell you how it ends because I haven't seen how it ends. Because Netflix wouldn't let me. Gav says, just like right now with Alvarez not wanting Arsenal, only Barcelona.
But again, it's a whole, because he's Argentinian, he's young, he's grown up in Argentina watching an idol in Messi, who, again, international teammate of his now, currently, he's captain, playing Barcelona. So is that connection mentally there. But again, that's down to, but the thing that goes against in this situation is that Atletico have made it publicly clear they're not going to sell no matter what, unless one of them comes in and activates the release clause of €500 million. They ain't getting him. If they're going to sell him below that release clause, it's going to be out of sight, out of mind, basically. So it doesn't hurt.
Notice how those release clauses are a lot higher now because Neymar's got activated.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, PSG. Out of nowhere, just went boom, done. It's like what? Was that 200?
Yeah,
was that 200? Wasn't it?
200 million, and PSG just went, all right, we'll pay it.
And the weird thing was, I remember now. The weird thing was, it just came out of nowhere. No one to that moment it happened. No one in the public eye had any idea about this release clause. He just went, "Oh, okay, they're serious, but will it work?" Obviously, it didn't. But
yeah, if I remember rightly, he bought himself out of the contract, and they gave him the money to front it, sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like bonuses to sign on and all that.
Technically, it's a free transfer, but officially, it goes down as it's 200 million transfer. But he bought himself out of his own contract, and they paid him to do that. But Alvarez, I doubt he's got 500 million knocking about. I say that. I read to think what happens these days with what footballers earn.
Yeah. Especially at the top leagues and all that as well.
The only footballer I could think of that could actually buy himself out of a 500 million release clause is Junior Firpo.
All the advertisements and all that, yeah.
If he got £1 for every time I mentioned him on the internet, he would have at least £27. Don't tell him that, because I don't want to have to give him £27. He's already rich enough. Probably.
He looks at me, who that is. Over goes ball in. Gets cleared by Haaland. Again, both teams are they're looking good on the ball, but they get to the final third and they're both just lacking in the final third. Any sort of creativity, any sort of spark. Pepe's just doing Pepe things and just running. Yeah.
I was going to laugh when you go, they're lacking in the final third. I was sitting there thinking, one of the teams has got Haaland in the final third.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not lacking anything there. You've only got the best striker on earth, that is an Harry Kane. Whether you debate whether he's better than Harry Kane or not. Just. Oh
dear. Again, I know it's happened before your last one, but I haven't had a chance to talk to you about Harry Wilson. 4 years, was it 4 years of an option of a fifth? Or 5 with an option of a sixth?
I know it's going to cost us a lot of money though, because essentially it's the equivalent of buying a striker for 20 million quid. Because it's a free transfer, that money gets factored in as if it's a real transfer, doesn't it? You pay the player across the term of the contract. If we can get anything like his form last season at Fulham, I'll be thrilled.
I think it could be an absolute steal in terms of, as I say, it's effectively you haven't paid the opposite club anything, you're just paying the player and his people. So again, in today's market, what would be, as you say, 20 to 25 mil, you're laughing. You'd be laughing basically, as long as he clicks in.
Well, as you were saying earlier, Fernandez is going for what, 75 allegedly, or whatever West Ham want for him, whatever. I don't get that for him. But if you're saying that's the going rate for like a forward player in the Premier League these days, and we're getting him for nothing, then I feel like we'll be thrilled to get him. And it's not a case of can he play in the Premier League, because we've seen him do it over the course of years. So because I think our first go in the Premier League back with Bielsa and that, it was very like, I'll just buy this player and hopefully it's a diamond in the rough sort of thing. It's like, no, we're going to try and get some experienced players this time around. But I guess we'll just have to see who comes in. My real, like, what would you say? I don't know the right word for it. The real thing that I actually want to achieve in the next season is I need a point against Arsenal. I need because I'm sick of playing Arsenal twice and losing twice every time we fucking play us. I just want to get one game where in that evening I can just sit there and go, yeah, we didn't lose. That's nice. I wouldn't even behave like a prick. I would just sit there and just watch everyone else just fucking lose their minds, and I'd have the biggest grin on my face.
That'd be your reward, basically.
I wouldn't even need to say anything, because I'd let you all do it for me.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We'd be all losing our fucking minds, like, what the is going on here? We've got bloody...
Not like truth, but I can aim for it.
Three little pigs, like huffed and puffed, you wouldn't let us blow your house down, basically.
I think I said, I can't remember where I said it, but it was in like the last few weeks or so. I said the only team last season that we couldn't lay a glove on was Arsenal. Even when he beat us twice, we had to go at them.
You gave a game. You went for them toe to toe. It could have swung, but it could have gone the other way in terms of a point or more.
Like even Liverpool didn't get beat us. Chelsea, Wembley doesn't count. Even Gav's comment. Gav's like, I just hope we could beat it. Yeah, I'm not surprised you fucking think that, Gav, mate. If I was him, I'd be furious to not be getting Leeds.
One of them was with Maresca as well, Gav. One of them defeats.
Maresca, I believe his record against Leeds is played 4, lost 4. Because he managed.
The Champions League, Leicester.
We beat him both times. Was at Leicester as well.
Yeah, I remember that now. Literally, it was at was it 1-0, 1-0 or 2-1
We won 1-0
around
at
Christmas.
Leicester, and then we won 3-1
Yeah.
at home to Leicester. We were losing 1-0, if I remember
1-0.
rightly. But in the lead up to that game,
Yeah.
he had basically, in the press conference, Maresca had been like, "Oh, well, they have to be. It's just a Friday night to me because they've got to beat us." It was like, okay, fair enough. I give him his due. It's the right thing to say, but you have to win if you say that.
Yeah, you got to back it up and we give it at last, basically. Yeah.
So he's right. At that time, we were a lot of points behind them, and then we won.
That's what I was saying. This is what I've been saying about Enzo. Like, what chance? They got a chance on target, but easy for the goalkeeper for Senegal there. Right. But as I was saying about Enzo at Leicester, that season at Leicester, first half of the season, it looked like he was going to walk the league. Got to around the Christmas, New Year period, he just fell off. In terms of the form, just fell off a cliff. It was like he didn't know the players didn't know him. Tactically, they were just getting found out week in, week out. And if it hadn't been for both yourself and Ipswich at the same time, in random moments, dropping points in that time frame, they'd have been in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened again when he went to Chelsea after he ditched Leicester, got promoted, ditched them for Chelsea. I'm sensing the pattern here. He ditched his teams there. Again, started off that first season, but all the way up to Christmas. That's what Chelsea fans are challenge. Boxing Day came along, away to Ipswich, lost, and they then went for a 4.5 month period, struggling to pick up a win, and only just got the top 4 in by the skin of their teeth on the last day. And then just before he leaves last season, the form was kicked. That form kicked in again. So there's something about him and these teams that are in the Christmas period onwards. They seem to fall off a bit. You'll start off well, and there's that. So Man City fans need to hope that we have a bad start to our season. They're walking it by Christmas. Basically, they've got a bit of cut. Otherwise, it could be a long season for them. Honestly, I don't get the hype around Enzo. I don't.
I don't, but then I tend to think that most board managers are frauds anyway. So it's probably not. I'm not the best judge of character for this. Oh no, Gav. I'll say this much. I appreciate that comment. Gav has said, for the benefit of anyone that's listening, Gav has said Leeds deserved to beat us twice. We were absolutely shit. Which I don't think that's really fair, because obviously the first game you were absolutely shit, but the second game we were absolutely shit. But then somehow we managed to get a 2-2 draw. But you should have beat us, especially when Cole Palmer missed from 1 yard out in injury time.
1-0. What a goal that was! Norway. Not Haaland either.
Really?
No, it's number 20. I can't see his name. Oscar Bob. I think it's the former Man City lad. Oscar Bob, I think. Yeah, is it Oscar Bob? I think. No, Noosa.
Ah.
Apologies. What a goal that was! Bloody hell! Keep no goalie saving that, by the way. You're seeing this. No, there's no goalie saving that. Not even Carl Darlow. Pepe gets turned inside out. Leaves opens up a bit of space for him. He has a shot. Looks like top ends. But anyway, that's an absolute. Yeah, that's that's a top quality, world class goal. I'm sorry. Hopefully that begins to go and put a spark now.
Well, now Ivory Coast have got to open up a bit.
How long do you reckon now until the cameras go to the stands? You've got the fans rowing in the stands between now and full time.
They do like showing the Scandinavian ladies in the crowd, don't they? I'm not complaining about it. I'll say that much. Oh, Norway's managers are bald fraud as well. Oh, it's that Solbakken and that used to manage Wolves and play for Wimbledon, if I remember rightly.
That rings a bell.
I think he actually used to play for Norway. Obviously, when he was a player, because obviously now he's probably about 60 or something like that. I think he got Wimbledon relegated, if I remember rightly. But then, if you're a player for a legend for your country, you can then get a manager job, even if you probably don't really deserve it.
I mean, look at Roy Hodgson. He got the job. For us, he weren't exactly pulling up trees, but he was just known. He was a yes man as well. But anyway, Norway foot. Right, career. Wikipedia, that'd be helpful. Here we go. Oh, he managed Wolves for a season in 2012-2013.
Did he actually play for Wimbledon?
Yeah, I was just looking at his senior career now. He started off his career in 89 to 94 with a local team. I'm not trying to pronounce that actually. Not more for Sam, probably know that. Lillestrøm was 94 to 97. He then joined for a season, 97-98 at Wimbledon. 6 appearances, 1 goal. 98, he joined AAB till 2000. Then he ended his career with 1 season at Copenhagen, 14 appearances, 4 goals. In the base of them, what, 5 clubs? 298 appearances, 87 goals. International career-wise, he played twice at under 21 level in 92, and then from 94 to 2000 he played 58 times, 9 goals. His managerial career kick-started 2 years later until he was at from 2000 to 2005. He started his career where he started his playing career at that same club. He then, in 2006 to 2011, was at Copenhagen. 11-12 season he went at FC Cologne in Germany. And then 2012-2013 he was at Wolves. Then 2013 to 2020 he went back to Copenhagen. And then since 2020, he's been with Norway.
It feels very much he's got a managerial stint at Blackburn in his future. It feels like that's the sort of thing that he'd end up having on his CV. He gets 6 months at Blackburn before they sack him.
Yeah.
Catherine says Holland has to put on target. There was about 3 players in that sequence that should have scored. This game is very end-to-end, though, to be fair to him.
Yeah. It's been end-to-end. Yeah, I agree with that. It just needs that more in the final third from both teams, like more clinical.
Attacking-wise, it's crap at both ends, but
it's open,
they are going for it, both teams, to be fair to them. I've seen worse football in the World Cup.
Yeah. Canada, South Africa. that was that was a snooze fest for a knockout game.
Every morning I'd be waking up, right, and I don't even know how to say this, but I'd wake up, I'd look at the football scores for the evening before, I'd just sit there thinking, God, I hope Ryan didn't wake up, stay up to watch that.
No.
It'd read something like Paraguay versus Turkey, or 0-0 or whatever it was. I'd say Paraguay won 1-0 or something like that. But I'd just sit there and think, oh my God, I can't imagine seeing it. Because people say, like, watching a crap football match at 8 p.m. is one thing, but watching a crap football match at 4 a.m. is torturous.
Yeah, me and Catherine, since in this World Cup, there's been 2 games that have been like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. kickoffs, give or take. And it was the first one was Ivory Coast. Yeah, Ivory Coast versus. I was trying to remember who they played their
Ecuador,
first game.
didn't
Right? Ecuador, that was it. And it was like 0-0. It was like nothing. It was like neither team was going for it. Neither team was trying at any point called asking questions of the other team defensively or in the goal, from the goalkeeper point of view. Oh, Antonio Nusa's been booked. Okay, don't know why. And we got to like the hydration break, and we're both sat here like, do we just tap out at this point and just end the stream now because nothing's happening at this point? Gave it another 10 minutes, and we thought, okay, no, still nothing's happened. We'll just go
gave them a
now.
chance to redeem themselves.
Gave them the chance, and then nothing happened. So we like, see you later, bye. And literally 90th minute, 20 minutes later, Darlow scored to Ivory Coast. I was like, you bastard. And what was it, two or three nights later, Panama versus Ghana. Snooze fest like you wouldn't believe. 0-0, written over. And the thing is, this time we actually went to the 90th minute. It was like 4 minutes injury time. It was like, we just tap out now. Neither team's actually going for it. There's no. You could be ill. We could be here tomorrow. No one will score. Got to 92. And obviously, by the time we discussed it and all that, it was 92nd minute. Like, yeah, let's get out of it. It's like, see you later, bye. Within 30 seconds of us ending the stream, they scored a winning goal. In terms of Ghana, like, of course they fucking score.
Has there actually been a 0-0 in the tournament? It feels like
I think
there's a lot of games where it's actually really bad, but someone scores near the end. Because the games now last about 6 hours long because of all the stoppages. The defence eventually tires out and someone punishes them. There probably is a 0-0, but it feels like.
Have a look. Bear with that. I like that.
Was it one of the Canada games 0-0?
I'll just double check it now.
I've got that wrong because they won 6-0. Yeah.
Right, let's see, all matches. Excuse me. Last 32 want.
Oh, Cape Verde versus Saudi Arabia, 0-0.
Yeah, I'm just going to see how many they've been. In terms of 0-0, they're going through one set.
Oh, Paraguay versus Australia was 0-0.
Yeah, Spain versus Cape Verde. But because it was a juggernaut of Spain versus a debutant in Cape Verde.
That was actually really exciting because
from that point of view, yeah.
Like you that even like an American audience were rooting for Cape Verde because of the disparity in quality between the two teams and the underdog nature of it and all that. But I'm looking forward to the true underdog clash when the underdogs of Argentina try to fight up from below against Cape Verde, the giants of Cape Verde.
Oh dear. Ecuador versus Carrasco was 0-0 as well in the Group E. That's 2. Belgium versus Iran. There you go. Belgium, Iran. That's 3. And Belgium had 10 men for that last.
As well. I've just tried to put it out of my memory.
Yeah, 4. That's 4.
To be fair, because there's going to end up being like over 100 games in this tournament, having like 4 or 5 0-0 draws is probably not a bad return, to be fair to it.
No. 5 with Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia. Colombia and Portugal was 0-0. That's 6. Quite a few then. Yeah, so 6 so far. And it's half time, by the way, so that's all that in a sec. Oh dear. Now back to the studio. Wayne Rooney. Is it Benny McCarthy? Yeah, Benny McCarthy and Steph Houghton and Gabby Logan hosting. Now the BBC. You know how you know the BBC haven't travelled out to the States still yet?
How's that right?
Look at how many layers they're wearing. 3 of them. That's the one thing I'm left off with yet again with the BBC. Obviously, Qatar, they didn't fly out to that stages. And it seems this time they're not flying out at all. They're bloody using that green screen bullshit for like they do for Match of the Day.
One thing I will defend the BBC on is that if they did go out there, everyone would complain that they're using our license fee or whatever it is to pay for it, and they're all getting put up in like lovely hotels and stuff. But then if they don't go, it becomes, why haven't you gone out there? Why aren't you at least respecting the tournament? It's like they can respect the tournament from sitting in a studio and basically not playing up to Donald Trump's nonsense or whatever it is.
There's that, but it's known that they're using it's the green screen itself. What's that?
I think they should make a better effort to make it look more like a international occasion, I suppose.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've got New York skyline behind them, or is it New York they're in, or is it Dallas? Let's see where this game is.
I'd assume it's an image of Dallas. I'm assuming because that's where the game's been held. I'd assume that.
Yeah, they're in Dallas. They're in Arlington. Oh, they call it Dallas Stadium, don't they? Because they can't call it the thing it's actually called, can they?
Yeah, sponsorships and all that because of like your FIFA. Like, well, you're not official FIFA sponsor, so you can't be mentioned in the World Cup. Cover your sponsorship.
But I bet they'd soon let them if they chucked FIFA a couple of quid.
Oh yeah. And what was it? Me and Catherine were saying the other day. Was it? I think it was last week. We were talking about the shaving foam company. The best a man can get in here.
Yeah.
They took it on the chin and went, you know what? Okay, we'll cover it up. And they did it and they made it look like they've just sprayed foam, like they've used their own foam over their actual.
That's quite clever.
The actual logo. So.
They've used their product to cover themselves up.
Yeah, basically.
It'd be like if you were at Old Trafford and used loads of toilet roll to cover it up because you just say, "Look at us, we're shit."
Yeah. Look, guys, it's very absorbent for the leaks. So come Christmas, when we got rain pouring in and the roof's about to cave in, you've got something to soak it all up. Oh dear! But don't worry, guys. They're gonna move their plot of land to wherever they're moving to in the next 10 years, and build 100,000 seater stadium just because they're Man United, and put a tent over it as well.
Is there a bigger prick on earth than anyone in those fan footage things of like the fan parks, like like the box park things like that, and people that throw beer up in the air? It's like the cost of beer in this cost of living crisis. I'm not throwing a beer anywhere.
No, I'm not throwing a drink, let alone beer. Even water, I'm second guessing myself. Like, I'd rather it be
exactly.
hydrate myself.
Like, I just can't help but think, like, if you're only doing it because you know you're on camera.
Yeah, it's that, isn't it? Because again, especially these tournaments, World Cups or Euros, going to these sort of events, the media teams are going to be there. They'll be filming, and if things got goals happen or the results and all that go the way they'd want them to go, they're going to see you go, way, and you're like, there I am, look, I'm the idiot doing that.
Like, I don't understand like an absolute killjoy with this sort of thing, because I think people should celebrate and have fun. But they're thinking, why are you literally throwing money up in the air? Like, you'd be better off actually throwing money up in the air, because then at least you could quench your thirst still.
Yeah.
Especially what with how hot it's been recently and things like that. But...
yeah, at least it's been a bit cooler. Yesterday and today's been a bit cooler. Still warm, but because there's a breeze there, so to speak, depending where you are in the country. It ain't been too bad today and yesterday, but I've seen the forecast for the week and I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, we just got out of this. So yeah, the fans and all that will be on come the weekend because I will be here like otherwise. Barely recognise Benny McCarthy, by the way. Barely recognise him. I've got to fucking say now. But yeah, everyone's like, oh, you mentioned like cost of living crisis and all that. It's like, yeah, especially in London, these are London events as well, or like events in general. But in London, as we both know, prices in London are fucking extortionate as they are. When I was coming back from the parade last technically last month, we're in June still, last month. At Arsenal Station, there's that little kiosk thing. I don't know if you've been near Arsenal Station before or anything like that, but there's a little kiosk, not literally right next to the train station. This old boy runs it. So yeah, middle-aged old boy, whatever. He was charging £5 a bottle of water just because it was a hot day. And people were like, I didn't. I was like, I'm standing like three or four rows away, and people were like, "Is this guy taking the piss?" We were like, "What?" He's asking for £5 for a bottle of water just because it's in high demand and because of the weather. I was like, "Don't pay it then, because I ain't."
Vote with your pocket. We've got a Canadian weather report from the Arsenal Misfit. We had a massive 30-minute hailstorm last night with roads flooded and destroyed. It's noon and the ground is still covered with hailstones that haven't melted yet. He makes it sound like he's living in Jumanji.
Oh dear, Steve, come over when we get hailstones here. They melt no matter what time of year they melt, but they will then. Prior to that, they will beat the crap out of you because they are thick as anything. Basically, was it that 4 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago? There was that we had hail. I thought an entire 48 hours non-stop nearly. Verko Bushi says pass up, that's a good thing, and he has a Norway flag.
Norwegian, isn't it? I said it last time. No, I don't know.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'll ask one of my other friends called Google, let's just say.
But anyway, again, half time. I'm assuming a very happy Norwegian in that case. Then, what have you made of the first half? And yeah, and the tournament in general, really, barring the France game. Let's just change the time on the scoreboard for the second half. So I'm not rushing out like a headless chicken. Ow. There we go.
Are you going to be doing the 10 o'clock game?
Yes, France, Sweden. Yeah, it's all set up as well.
I will probably just listen in.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
I quite enjoy it when I go home from work in the evenings. Yeah. I basically, when you do the evening game, I have that on when I'm unwinding from work.
Yeah,
it's been quite a nice addition to my routine, which I know is going to end in the next 3 weeks, but still. Or you're going to be doing the pre-season friendlies?
Yeah, once they get underway, I think it's the 1st of August. I think our first game is
going over to America.
No, I think most of the big clubs have opted out because of the World Cup and how long it's on for this year. Have opted out of doing the tour of America. We're not doing a tour, really. We're going. Yeah, it'll be next year. Yeah.
That might be why my team are taking advantage of the situation and we're going to go over there and hang out with Will Ferrell. Probably,
yeah. So we got our first game's on the 1st of August, 7 o'clock UK time. We're going to Spain to play Girona. and then we're going to Ireland to play Real Betis on the 5th at the Viva Stadium at 7:30. Then we go back to the Emirates on the Sunday the 9th to play Dortmund in the Emirates Cup. Then we stay at the Emirates on Wednesday the 12th and play Cesc Fabregas's Como in a normal friendly, but that's at the Emirates. And then we've got the Community Shield at Cardiff on the 16th of August against City, as I mentioned already, and then the season starts on the Friday. So we've got for one game advertised on the 5th of August, so we're sort of cramming in a lot of games. 1, 2, 3, 4 games in 12 days.
I imagine a lot of those players are not going to play all.
There'll be a lot of rotation, obviously. Yeah, like a lot of the academy players that are sort of on the cusp of given a chance to break through this season. They'll get their opportunities as well early on in pre-season. I think the final 3, like the Community Shield and the 2 games prior to that, where you'll see there'll still be a mixed match. The Dortmund and Como going to be a mixed match, but it'd be near enough, as strong as possible. Getting ready for the City game.
Leeds United have announced. Sorry to cut you off. Leeds United have announced. Leeds United wishes Pascal Strout all the best for the future as he completes a permanent transfer to Brighton and Hove Albion. He is gone. Good luck to him.
Bloody hell. It just depends on who you're getting. Again, you've just got to, now he's gone, bring in his replacement, and that replacement needs to be an upgrade on him now.
It's hard to replace him, he's a left-footed defender.
Yeah, and from an Arsenal point of view, we found that right set how hard that is to find.
We've got another update from the Arsenal Misfit. So via Canada, in some parts of the city, there was car damage. Fortunately, I have a 2-car garage. Our vegetable garden got destroyed. Our rhubarb has been flattened. Rhubarb gate, it seems.
We're just been again. My end was just been shown the penalty shootout from this morning, Netherlands Morocco. I'm sorry to keep the, but that Brighton got the Dutch goalkeeper needs to have a word with himself. Saves it and then boots it in anyway with his calf.
I just assumed Germany were going to win the shootout last night, and they didn't.
Even I did, to be honest. I thought the second I was in front of whistle went, you think, look, this is Germany. This is their bread and butter. Until last night, they'd had 8 other penalty shootouts since the format being introduced, and they'd won every single one. This is the first ever penalty shootout they've ever lost.
I believe, I could have this totally wrong, but I think anyone that does a stop-start run-up for a penalty is just begging to look like an idiot if they don't score. Because I'll never see anyone score and they actually do stop-start run-up. I know someone's good to and go, Bruno Fernandes has an 87% hit rate. Like, yeah, but I never see that 87%. I'll see the 3 times that he does a stutter and misses.
Yeah.
It gives the goalkeeper time to sort of mentally reset in which direction his body looks like it's going to go.
Yeah.
I could have that totally wrong, but it's just what it seems like when I see it. But the important thing is Morocco. Everyone's like, "Oh, they're my dark horse." It's like I think I said it's Gary the other day. They got to the semi-final of the 4 years of the previous World Cup. So people sitting there going, they're a dark horse. They're not a dark horse. They're a horse. They're a very good horse. They're a competent horse.
That if they get knocked out nowadays, they can play into FIFA and get their way.
They'll have the World Cup moved to Morocco. Oh wait, they've already done that.
Kind of, yeah. They've got 4 years to get it fully moved over, but yeah. You don't want it in Spain. Look, we've got all these stadiums that will never be used ever again, like Qatar, like bloody X, Y, and Z.
I do think we are eventually, I could have this totally wrong, but I think eventually we're going to have sort of the World Cup is going to bounce between America and Saudi Arabia on rotation, with the occasional, like they probably may 1 year have it in Spain. They may even let it go back to Mexico. I don't know, but I'll tell you the one place they don't want it is England. For some reason.
Found that one out the hard way. What was it? What was that? World Cup, how long ago that was now?
It was in 2006 that we bid for, but obviously it went to Germany.
Yeah. 2006. We also bid for was it Qatar or Russian? Either 28. I don't think what it was. Yeah. Either one of Qatar hosted it or one of Russia hosted it.
We wanted 2018, but
that's the one.
Obviously, they just announced both of them together. If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was in 2009 when it came out. It went to both because it was quite. That's how controversial it was. But
yeah.
I actually thought the tournament in Qatar was fine. Like, I don't think it should be there, but the actual execution of it was fine. Like, I approved of having 4 matches in a day, getting up and watching football at 11 a.m. and it finishing by 11 p.m. Really easy.
Yeah.
Like, from a selfish point of view, the games were inherently watchable compared to this.
And you could argue it was probably even though it was their winter, because obviously that was the other controversy with Qatar getting it. That when they bid for it, they made all the promises of no problem. We can host it on what would be the normal schedule. Wouldn't have to move it and all that. 6 months later, after getting the gig, we're gonna have to move this to Christmas, guys. It's gonna be too hot otherwise. You're gonna die.
They actually went through the summer and was like, I don't think we can actually play football in this. I mean, it's probably just as well they didn't, because it was hot out there in November.
Yeah, the fact that players are turning up to training camps and they're them big aircon machines at the side of the training pitches.
Yeah.
Even like your Brazilians and Argentinians and people from South America were like, no, we need this aircon. Get us over there quite quick, please. Water, everything, ice, boom. There was no hydration back in that World Cup, but here, I can't think of why that idea came.
Match of the Day have just put out on Twitter. I don't know if you followed that account on Facebook, but basically, UEFA have handed out 4 fines for breaching the squad cost rule. Presumably it was last season, I'm guessing. But Aston Villa got fined 12 million. Sorry, they got fined 19.4 million, but 12 million of it is suspended.
Of course.
Chelsea have been fined 2.6 million, to which I imagine Chelsea said, do you want it in cash?
Yeah.
Newcastle have been fined 2.6 million again. Do you want it in pennies? And Nottingham Forest have been fined 2.2 million, of which I'm guessing Mr. Marianakis has had someone stabbed or something.
It's like, you sure about
that? Allegedly, of course. I would never actually accuse him of being a fat gangster, but he is a fat gangster.
Yeah, we're not as brave as Crystal Palace fans. If you know, you know. Chris says, "Turn that all right." I think the quality of the World Cup, in terms of football quality, as you say, it was all right, because the season, most of the players are obviously went out there for their countries. Their seasons only just started, so their fitness levels were just hitting their stride, really. So the risk of them being in burnout was very low compared to what we see normally.
That's a fair point, actually. I didn't really know what to make of it, because I know a lot of talking and build up was like people have died, like building this. Like, obviously, I don't approve
the whole political side of it and all that. Yeah.
Build the the stadium stuff, but the reality is they were built, and it's going to happen. By that point, it's going to happen regardless. And so the conversation I had with Tony Turner in the lead up to that and just after was always like, because he didn't watch any of it like as a protest. I was like, but you will watch WWE when they're in Saudi Arabia. I was like, so what are you protesting? Just watch football.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, you cannot say you're not going to watch things in that part of the world out of protest human rights, but then watch Vince McMahon take his circus show to Saudi Arabia. But still,
no, I get all that. No, exactly. It's just literally a shot is going into Rose basically from Ivory Coast.
The Arsenal Misfit has said, I think it's time the top footballing nations abandon FIFA, as it has lost its way through massive corruption and incompetence. I believe that Gianni Infantino, if I've said his name correctly, I'm not confident I have, but I'm sure he makes Sepp Blatter look like a competent businessman in terms of integrity.
Yeah, that speaks volumes, by the way. That does speak volumes.
I say that, and it's going to turn out at the end of the year that he's made like record profits. Exactly, that's my point, Chris. So we don't have any moral high ground. Well, I can't sit here and claim a moral high ground when I'm sat with a Samsung Galaxy, which I'm sure was made in some Chinese sweatshop.
Yeah. And that pretty much goes for sort of anything we sort of own, be it clothing, technology, and all that. Even like desks, anything. It's all good. If you look hard enough, you do your research. It's all morally wrong. Let's be honest.
Tom, what do you think about Sami Zayn becoming undisputed WWE champion? Well, good luck to him. Well done, I suppose. I'm not really anti it, but I know a lot of people on the internet are. I tend to enjoy it when people get really upset at whoever wins, because I'm a bit of a chaos merchant in that respect. But I liked when Jinder Mahal became the champion, because I knew it upset everybody. So I was like, bring it on.
Yeah.
Glorious day. What's in Norway now? Marching forwards. Give the ball to Haaland, for fuck's sake. I think this game has petered out a little bit. Either that or we're just getting into more of a moralistic discussion base. FIFA is massively corrupt, though. It will call itself a non-profit organisation. It's like, okay, but what are the profits after you take out what you're paying yourself?
No, exactly. Sorry, last again, I was supposed to pop over to Twitter. I'm going to have a tab. Super TV Twitter account. New celebrity Big Brother is set to be dropped entirely by ITV, according to reports from the Scum. Insiders are reporting that producers are struggling to sign up celebrities that are at costs suitable for ITV2. Massive. Again, you're going down the cheap and cheerful. This is a problem with ITV. When they got this, I knew this was going to happen. They're going down the cheap and cheerful and just do what Channel 5 and what they did, just run it into the ground. And that bigger names are more interested in the traitors. Shock.
Well, because the traitors has a degree of skill to it, to be fair to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm shocked. Oh dear. Whereas you're literally paying a penance. You're paying whatever something you can get a penance to sit and stare at four walls.
I agree.
Where they can actually mentally test themselves in things like the traitors. I think they go up to for the latter. What's more career damaging, the traitors or Big Brother? Big Brother. Well, that is that's their problem.
Yeah.
The actual show, the show itself needs a broadcaster that knows how to bring it into the modern era and invest in it properly. Otherwise, it's just no point keep bringing it back every 4 or 5
I
years.
actually just think they should just do what it originally was supposed to be. Just put 10 strangers in a room and feed them occasionally throughout the day and just let whatever happens, happen.
Give them tasks to do, they fail them, they lose money in their budget and things like that, which then, when they're doing their shopping, causes more angst, especially if they're getting next to nothing to spend in the first place.
I just think it. What I actually think killed it off, and I know this is going to be well before it actually got killed off, is like when they started doing things. It's like even in season 2 when they started creating things like the Love Den, and like you and someone like Paul and Helen can. This is my reality TV knowledge exposing itself, but they'd be like, "Oh, you can earn yourself a night in the Love Den." TV in the secret hope that they're going to have it off in Love Den, but they can't show it anyway. So I'm sitting there thinking, why am I wanting them to do this when you're never? I'm not saying I want to see it, but I'm just saying I know you're not going to let me see it, even if it happens. So why are you trying to get me invested in it happening? I don't know if what I said makes sense, but Chris Nix wants them to bring back old school Big Brother, but without the mental health checks.
Oh bloody hell! I don't think that'll pass the last bit there, Chris. Sorry. Especially again, right. Unlucky. Especially with ITV and their record with mental health, with other shows, so to say.
I think I get what you mean. I think they should put people in there that they don't already. They're not putting in there.
More characters are basically
pick people that are mentally suitable to actually do it.
They're suitable to do it, but yeah, I know what I mean. They say they book it because was it that Pete guy, that Tourette's, things like that. As long as they're mentally, they obviously do the checks to make sure they're mentally okay to do said things, and they're checking on it behind the scenes and all that. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I could totally be misreading what he wrote, and if I am, please correct me, Chris. But
I probably did in the first place. So if I did, I apologise.
I just immediately thought that might actually work better rather than why don't we just put together the most combustible people possible? It's like, well, yeah, you're only going to land yourself in a lot of trouble in about 6 weeks' time when one of them explodes on the others. That doesn't sound PG, but still.
I mean, for ITV, that is PG for ITV, let's be honest. As much as they're going to play for.
Well, I imagine there's only so many people that have ever been on The Only Way is Essex, so it's not surprising that they're running out of people to go on there. Like, there's only so many times you can go on Dancing on Ice and I'm a Celebrity, get me back on telly or whatever. Or it should be renamed I Was a Celebrity. Motorsports FIA is another governing body that needs to be abandoned by the top series of the sport. Now its president has done away with term limits. Oh, so they've got a dictator now, is what you're saying, Arsenal Misfit. Gavin said, do you think I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here has gone downhill? Why do the South Africa one about 2 months after the Australia one? Presumably it must just be time of year thing. I'm saying that just a guess. I don't actually know.
Well, South Africa, as we found out, as we know, the South Africa one that's all pre-recorded and pre-filmed around this time of year. They fly to South Africa now. They film it all, and for this particular last series they filmed it all. Then for the final itself, they brought them all back on the night, which again, that was controversial in itself. That was fun. That was interesting. That did get the viewership in that side of things. So the first, initially they did the first one. It's just all pre-recorded and all decided on. And you just got it all for months later, even the final itself. And obviously people were like, "What's the point of this?" Like, you're the we have viewers that we're watching it. All these like ex people going into another jungle and da da da. But they're deciding who wins it now. What's then they went, okay, we'll record everything but the final, and then the final itself you can decide basically. Oh dear. But that's the main one, the Australia one, the one where we're giving it from the last few weeks of the year or whatever. It's like Strictly. It's ITV in this case. It's their way of bringing in one of either an Emmerdale actor or Coronation Street actor to go in, along with maybe one of their tally lot go in there and just promote them basically.
It's always like you get this structure of people, like you said, you grab a Corrie star, someone that's probably been in Emmerdale, someone who's been in their shows, obviously. Yeah, right. Yeah, they film it well in advance, apparently.
Yeah. The last series they filmed it all in advance, barring the final. When it got down to the final 4, they then stopped recording and brought them, and then literally about 6 months later brought them back into a live studio and let the public vote for the winner basically. Over a spell of 2 live shows on one night.
I didn't actually know that, because I don't watch it.
I knew about it this year because of Jimmy Bollard and David Hay being dickheads. Shock. But
David Hay being done for being a bully or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, bully, sexist pig, you name it, he was it basically. And then tried to justify it on national TV numerous times.
So he ruined himself by the sounds of it.
Yeah, basically. I'm not shocked. But even strictly this year, obviously, Claudia and Tess, they quit last year. They've replaced them with one of the pro dancers has taken over the hosting, along with Emma Willis and Josh Widdicombe. I don't know how they're going to work it between the three of them, but that's the whole new format thing. But again, they're sort of drip feeding the lineup. And again, ex-EastEnders star, BBC this, BBC. I guarantee there'll be a fucking Gladiators for the third year in a row. There'll be one of the Gladiators will be on there. It's going to be like just getting to push the show, but also promote them. So if things don't go, if they want to walk away from the Gladiators, they've got another avenue to fall back on now.
Never watch stuff like that. Reality TV does nothing to hold my interest, says the Arsenal misfit.
It's all gone down. The companies now just play it safe. Again, it's literally whoever's on their initial books for their respective channel, they'll get first refusal, and then the ones that do jump on board from their channel will be like they're the ones that get overprotected FC. In terms of we'll do our bit in terms of I'm a celebrity. We'll do our bit to show so much of you during the day that everyone just focuses on you, sees your personality. Da, 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 da. Look, it is what it is. People watch these stuff. I mean, what is it? Bloody Love Island is another one. It's like all the issues that show's had over the years. That's still going.
The first season of it. I don't mean that like 20 years ago. The first season. I mean like when they really made it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I watched it 20 years ago as well. But
20 years ago, Love Island was a celebrity.
We had celebrity participants like
Brendan Cole.
I don't know why I remember this, but I remember Ricky Gervais, for example, was sat there on his radio show saying how he doesn't like it because it's celebrities that are only famous because they're dads, and he specifically meant Callum Best, like
Yeah.
only famous because his dad. And then Cole
And
Pilkington
Bianca.
turned around and said, without missing the beat, said, "Yeah, but you could say the same about Jesus." What can you say to that? Just because he's right.
There's no response because you try responding to that, you'll upset someone along the way. Rest in peace, account. Yeah. In that whole situation as well.
I've not seen the documentary about her, but I've seen people reviewing the documentary about her. Because rather than, I probably spend more time watching other people's opinions of that documentary than watching it myself, which is probably the wrong way to go about it. But it helps me multitask, I suppose. Yeah, the media really did her in.
Yeah.
But no, because once the press get their claws in you, they don't let go until something happens or a new story sort of takes life, I suppose.
But it's always it's the celebrity friends of like Ollie Murs and all that have this. They come out at the time, and obviously rightly so, condemning the media for their part in all that, but then still work within the media when they do their charity work, so to speak. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what? Hydration break again, but yep. What I'm seeing on bloody Twitter from not from media itself, from idiots that have accounts on X and all that. One sec. Taking digs and snide comments at Laura Woods because she's obviously prior to the World Cup starting, like days before, she announced she's pregnant again. So obviously she's having to, obviously they're flying her way out there, but she's having to wear dresses and all that are making her more comfortable for her in the state of where she is in her pregnancy. And everyone's like, "Oh, how she got a job, this, that, and the other," and basically taking digs at her appearance. It's like, fuck, take a day off. Like bloody hell. She's there to do a job, what she's doing, and I couldn't give a flying monkeys, pregnant or not, how the person looks, as long as they can do their job, and she can do her fucking job, so can leave it alone. But again, nothing from us that Elon Musk to deal with all that. That's okay, but other things are not. Make it make sense. Okay, that's. I will say this. That's not a pen. They're both holding each other. They're both hugging each other to the floor. So it's not a pen. I will say that in terms of what they're showing on the replay there. So I don't see the complaints and all that. If he'd just been rocking up to the floor and he weren't holding onto the blade as well, he might have got that. But okay.
After Misfits asked question, Tom, who are these top transfer targets for summer? Other than usual clickbait stuff, which I try not to actually give any credence to, the only one that's any real concrete in it is Harry Wilson on free transfer. Which I say free transfer, as I said earlier, it's probably going to cost us about 20 million quid in salary, fees or whatever. But still.
First trailer for Willy Wonka competition series. Netflix has recreated Gene Wilder's voice for the series with AI.
Jesus Christ, just let him die. My issue with the chalkboard is they wouldn't give the chalkboard to Ian Wright.
Or Neville,
Yeah,
or anyone
that's
else, or
my
Roy Keane.
thing.
They wouldn't care.
And I'm not anti Emma Hayes. I don't like Emma Hayes, but I don't like her because she's a twat. I think she knows the game. Like, she probably knows more about football than I do because she works in it. But I think she is a twat. But at the same time, they've not done her any favours by sticking her in a set that generally looks like the corner of a kitchen in the room, like in the corner of the room, like she's hidden away from everyone else, like she can't be their mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm not saying it like Emma Hayes has actually built that part of the set. Like, I know she doesn't build it, but I just still sit there thinking, how could someone that works there not look at that and go, there people will have a field day with this? But there will be people that just want any excuse to have a go at her because of her gender, and that I don't agree with.
Yeah. I agree with. I'm going to agree with that. And like you, my issue with Emma, she's Emma Hayes is an absolute pain in the arse, to be polite. But other than that, yeah, like I say, they wouldn't dare go to Roy Keane. Oh, Roy, can you go over there, in front of that chalkboard, and tell us how tactically break it down for us from a player's point of view. Wouldn't fucking dare. But Emma Hayes, you live here. You're a USA manager and all that. And you happen to be a woman. Off you go over to what looks like a fucking kitchen sink, by the way. Can you go over there, please, and break it down for us? We give it extra bunts and all that. Fucking joke. That'd be like, to be fair, guys, that'd be like, there you go, 32nd minute, there's a rowing. Just before the 33rd minute. That'd be like on here, us having either Catherine or Laura on here and going, there's a hydration break. All right, over to Catherine or Laura. They've got a white, I've sent them a whiteboard and all that, and they're going to tactically break it down, and I'm going to go off and do whatever I want.
You should actually do that. You should actually get Catherine to do a tactical breakdown, because I think she could actually do it.
But whilst having the greens, that side of it would be okay. But then, whilst having a green screen of a fucking kitchen, that's where 1-1. Diardo just scored. Emma Giardo just scored. But yeah, that if I did that, that's in the green screen and all that, I'm done for. But hey, if you do it in a normal way, like originally suggested there, it works.
I think they'll just give her a thing where, I think the initial thing I said is you wouldn't have give Roy Keane or Neville that level of old school way of doing it. I don't know the right way of wording it, but even Andy Gray had little counters on a board in the 90s.
No, what you would have done is what you would have done if it had been Gary Neville or Roy Keane or Wright, they would have been given the tech in terms of the touch screen and all that in front of them. And I think that's where they're actually Norway's up there, because they're not doing that for them. Even now, it's like, no, when we do go over, it's still the chalk, the blackboard and the chalk, which doesn't bode well at all. I'm sorry.
I suppose to some degree, though, I feel a bit weird, like, I don't know if weird is the right word, or uncomfortable with, like, whenever, like, someone says something, like, on punditry and they're female and it's not spot on perfect, you just know the internet is going to come for them with their pitchforks.
Yeah.
And people have opinions, and I know they're paid to have the best opinions, and sometimes people don't. That's the reality of it. I agree with Simon Jordan a lot, but not everything he says is spot on.
No. We've got an interesting 15 minutes ahead of us here because, as I say, it's now 1-1. They've scored. Ivory Coast have got it back to 1-1 now. Are they both going to try and play out for extra time, or are they going to both open up again and go for it? It was teetering beyond boredom again in the second half in terms of the lack of attack from Norway's point of view, anyway.
Chris Nick says he hates the hydration breaks, but he thinks it helps smaller teams hold on and even try and score. To be fair to him, that is obviously somewhat backed up by the fact that Ivory Coast came out of hydration break and scored. I mean, I think the opposite in the sense like it can help teams kill off the momentum that the other team is building.
Yeah.
But it's good or bad. I
think one of the games in the group stages, a team scored an equaliser literally just before the hydration break, and then literally hydration break happened, and the momentum, what would be in normal circumstances, they'd have momentum on their side. It swung back because it gave the team the other team 2.5 minutes to gather themselves and reorganise again, and swung the opposite way.
I think to some extent our sport is ever increasingly going to be Americanized, but I don't want to say like I'm anti-American sport or anti-American stuff, but I think the 4-quarter aspect of the sport doesn't work as well as I think they're intending, because the only real thing they're intending is on making 250 million for a month of ads.
Yeah. I mean, just look at last season. The fact Premier League-wise started introducing half-time interviews and all that.
To be fair, though, I didn't actually see that happen a lot, though. So I didn't see many Leeds games where the half-time interviews actually happened.
Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, I think because a lot of people cottoned on straight away, like in terms of the fans are like, no, this ain't for us. It makes no sense because the teams are literally, because obviously it's like half time comes in, they go into the tunnels and straight away they've been cornered into wherever to have an interview. And it's like that's a moment when you need to be going back into the dressing room with the team, in a good score or whatever, bad score wise, and regroup again. But they've got to waste 2.5. They've got to waste 2 or 3 minutes talking to some random reporter about how they think the first half went. Well, they could be doing that in the dressing room and getting themselves using that 15 minutes wisely to get going again. Because in that too, while they're doing that, the rest of the team are organising themselves. They come in and they ain't got a clue what's been said while they're not being in that room.
I remember, Ryan, if it was when Leeds played Forest or when they played Man United, but I remember vividly that they actually interviewed Noah Okafor on sidelines when he'd come off. And basically, it was weird because it's like you can tell he's trying to watch the game and answer the questions.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what happens if there's actually a goal while he's on camera or while they're interviewing him? Nothing did happen, but still. But generally, I expected every time I saw Leeds on telly it was going to happen. But I didn't feel like it did, but still. Arsenal Misfit says, going for extra time and a shootout brings in too many variables to lose for me. I would try to end it in regulation and would be able to live with whatever happens. Gab highlights is afraid with Premier League games will be played in America and Saudi Arabia soon as well. Do you know what I think the actual first tipping point will be within that games abroad? I think they'll do it with a smaller competition. They'll put the Carabao Cup abroad, I think.
Yeah, the final, yeah. Like semi-final or final,
be wrong, but I think they'll pick one of the games in the Carabao Cup and basically go play in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Because that's what they've done with the for example, the Spanish teams. Was it Copa del Rey semi-final and final? They basically send the semi-finalists over to Saudi, had the semi-finals, and then like 4 days later the final itself. So it's all in one hit.
So you know,
And
they'll do it now.
And they tried it.
Sorry.
And then was it not back? Was it started last season? The fixtures came out in the Liga. Barcelona. No, the Liga themselves wanted to move a Barcelona versus Villarreal game to America. The league game was a league game, never been done before, and all that. And he had to take a kick-off from both clubs and their fans, mainly from the fans, for them to car across that, because the fans are like, no, why are we going to travel? We can't afford to travel there, and then we're missing out on seeing our team, respective teams play, for the sake of a game.
Well, yeah, because one of the set of fans will lose a home game, in theory.
Yeah.
But I do think if they do that, they will, because obviously people will kick off less if it's the Carabao Cup than if it's the Premier League. Because then it's basically like, I don't know what the word is, like your gateway to doing it, I suppose. It's like the best way to put it. The best example for this, and I don't know if people will remember this, you know when the Super League all came out, do you realise what was agreed on the weekend that the Super League came out? While everyone was going, oh no, they're cutting everyone out of this Super League, UEFA held a vote for Champions League format, which we've now got.
Yeah.
But obviously, they got that through because everyone was too busy complaining about the Super League. So to notice the Trojan horse was actually Champions League format, which is actually the thing they really wanted to occur, rather than Super League.
Yeah.
Arsenal Misfit says, have to go, guys. Great chat with you as always. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I say tomorrow. England playing tomorrow, so that'd be stressful from my point of view anyway. Even though playing, was it Congo, but still.
I'll have to watch that at work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Chris.
Did I say Trojan condom or something? Like, I thought I said Trojan horse, but I didn't realise if I'd not said it or not. But yeah, basically, while everyone was going, oh my God, how dare they make this Super League? How dare Arsenal, Tottenham? I mean, the biggest, weirdest thing is that Tottenham were considered big enough to be a part of it. That's the real mystery in the whole thing, is how are Tottenham considered a Super League club? But anyway, everyone hates Daniel Levy at Tottenham. It's like, but he's the reason you were in that list. It's not like you all did. Yeah. Anyway, but then they just snuck that in there, and it was just like the small print in the news, like, oh yeah, in the Champions League. Oh, fair enough, Chris.
Yeah, and then UEFA made out, look, we don't want you to go. Look, we're publicly, they're like, we didn't want them to go, guys. So this is what we've done to acclimatise.
More Champions League matches, which will give you more money.
Yeah.
And all the clubs went, lovely. See you later. We'll be back next month or whenever they do their meetings or whatever. I remember it vividly because throughout all the outrageous stuff, I remember on Sky Sports News, there's a little blurb on the bottom of the screen. You know, they have the white bar at the bottom, and it basically come up, clubs agree new Champions League format for 8 games a season, minimum of 8 games. And I was like, that's what this is all really about.
Look over there, what we do over here.
Yeah, it was like a misdirection, and I don't want to say people fell for it, but a lot of people don't realise that is what was the end goal of this. Who knew? It would lead to
2-1.
It would lead to
the robot has scored.
Imagine my shock.
It was a tap-in, but he scored.
Hey, that's his job. As Roy Keane would say.
He's doing his job. Oh, look at Alfie's going to cry. You need the ex-Leeds legend in the stands.
Calling him a Leeds legend, legend's doing a lot of heavy lifting. However, I will say he was a good servant for the club for his 2 years that he was there.
Yeah.
I'll give him his due. Yep.
I do find it weird of Erling that in terms of when you hear Erling talk, he's got obviously the Norwegian twang of his accent, but there's a Leeds twang there that's hanging in the background. It's so weird. It's like, what was it, Hector Bellerin, when he came from obviously Barcelona, Catalonia, but spent most of his young days in London. He developed a Cockney Catalonian bloody accent, and that was weird.
You can't let Erling have that much space in the pitch. That's criminal. There's a centre back that's going to be replaying that for the rest of his days. And why did I let him have 2 yards away from me?
Why don't I let the best striker have all that space? In the meantime, Pepe's been hooked off for Diakate.
His scoring record, though, is like if you use a data edit on Football Manager and give all your strikers 20 finishing. Which I have done. I will say that. I've totally done that. Mr. Tom, I went to Leeds last month. I was really surprised how small Ellen Road looked. Do a lot of fans say that? I was surprised. I suppose it's more because of the reputation of it as a stadium. Like, it's quite ferocious on match days. But obviously we're doing building work now. So was there doing the building work while you were there, Chris? I still won't believe it that we're actually redeveloping the stadium though, until it actually is complete. Because we were supposed to be building a new stadium in the year 2000.
Yeah, under that ownership and using the Champions League money that way.
Yeah, they had, if I remember rightly, they'd earmarked a site on where there's an old sewage ground, or something like where loads of sewage went, so we became dirty, stinking, trashy Leeds or something like that.
Imagine social media was around then.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting, but yeah, because that was the whole point. Obviously, at that time, he was obviously in the Champions League. But to be using the money properly in terms of, as you say, for the stadium, that new stadium site and all that, you threw money into the ground in terms of, we discussed it before, in terms of your squad, and one fall off because obviously football wasn't what it was in terms of financial like it is now. One season out of Champions League in that period kind of screwed you basically, because you had players on stupid contracts and high wages, and you suddenly had to sell out your Rio Ferdinands and Harry Kewells to try and get them all 7 minutes of injury time. Harry Kewells and all that to try and save yourselves.
I can't believe we're only still coming out the other side of that nonsense.
But again, it does show how bad a job that ownership did. And even the people that took over, as you're going down in that, was it 2004? Yeah, 2004 you went down. Even that consortium that took over didn't have a clue what they were doing, because you obviously went down. And when you went down, they had the belief of World we'll go down, but we'll come back. We'll do the comeback bounce straight back up malarkey, and barely invest in the team, and basically it screwed you. Basically,
I mean,
especially Dennis Wise. They thought Dennis Wise was a good choice as a football manager or head coach, or whatever.
to be fair to him, he was doing a good-ish job when we were in League One. But then he obviously left to become director of football at Newcastle, which I think he himself would admit was a mistake.
Yeah.
But but he brought Jermaine Beckford to Leeds, so there's only so much I can say against Dennis Wise.
Who's another Irish striker you had as well?
David Healy as well. He was the one who scored a hat-trick against Spain, I think.
Yeah, that's the one.
He was a good little striker for the Championship, to be fair to him. Although in that era, like that 60 years, we were really going nowhere, the one thing we did kind of get right was we always managed to have that one player that would, if we didn't have him, we would be in League One again. Like, we'd always managed to have that 20-goal season striker. And someone's going to do their research and basically go, oh no, you haven't. You only had one player that scored 18 goals in one season. Where it's like, yeah, the point is, Ross McCormack scored enough goals, which we would comfortably like 13th in the Championship or whatever it would be. And if he didn't, we'd be 18th in the Championship, or 18th would be fine. You'd be fine. Well, but you'd be 20th in the Championship, but you wouldn't be fine or whatever. Just strange times.
Chris says, yeah, there was building work when he went there.
I couldn't believe that either, Gav, because Gav had mentioned how he couldn't believe when we bought Robbie Fowler. So I couldn't believe it either, because in hindsight, we didn't need him. We bought him just because we were greedy and we could.
And that goes back to what we were saying before in terms of just throwing money because you had the offer. You offered European football. I know Liverpool could as well, but it wasn't like that. It was leaving a club of European football and going to a club that didn't have European football at the time.
Because
but you had like Mark Viduka, Harry Kewell, Alan Smith, just to throw names out there. So he didn't exactly need him. It was just, as I say, stopping anyone else having him, basically, and obviously weakening a rival in terms of Liverpool.
We had about 6 strikers that would have got into most teams in the Premier League. I'm not that I'm saying Robbie Fowler would get in most teams in the Premier League at that time, but he probably would have got in most of them, the more you think about it. But it was at the time, in hindsight, you did more damage to Leeds United by buying him. He isn't the sole reason we went into the gut, of course not.
No.
But that sort of logic to buy him, because then what else did you buy that you didn't really need? Allegedly spending £40 a month on goldfish food, for example. For the reception outside Peter Ridsdale's office.
How many goldfish did you have to have 40 quid worth of fucking goldfish food every month?
I want to see the goldfish. They're probably
that's
still
what I'm
alive.
saying.
They've probably developed superhuman abilities at this point. But...
Oh, dear.
Unbelievable, though. I could do a thesis on what happened to my club. I vividly remember getting home from college one day where basically the news had broke that basically Leeds had no money, so there was a fire sale and we had sold like Jonathan Woodgate to Newcastle or things like that, and it was like, we're in a lot of trouble.
Almost 2-2, literally from a free kick. Ahmed again, but the keeper pushes out for a corner. But yeah, like you say, like in Jonathan Woodgate, who else? Was Lee Bowyer there as well? Is he part of the fire sale as
Lee
well?
Bowyer, he technically was, but I think we sold him before his contract ran out. But he would have ran out of the contract. So I think we just sold him for pennies for West Ham, if I remember rightly.
Yeah. Rings a bell, yeah. As you say, I'm trying to think of it now. The team's mixed up. But even like, to the point, when you did go down, Alan Smith was like, off to your bit of rivals. I'm not going to say the name, but the bit of rivals. And you had to accept it for the money.
We need one more Norway corner for Catherine, which I'm pretty sure is not for monetary purposes, of course. Because Catherine would never wager money.
Oh, of course not, no.
She doesn't like a punt at all.
Oh. Can they get the corner? There's a corner, but it's not for Norway. All keepers flying up. They got the signal now. This is the last attack potentially. Keeper's been told to get his ass into the end zone. Literally.
The end zone.
Well, they're not far off. I've been part of the advertising board. They're pretty much there, near
Fair point. Just thinking more. Is the Ivory Coast fan or is it the Dallas Cowboys? Catherine also needs a Haaland goal, another one. But she doubts that's going to happen. Oh, Haaland.
There you go, done. Full-time whistle. Just gone, full-time whistle. Norway get through 2-1 in the end. Good, again, a good game. I'll give it its due, but it sort of petered out in the second half. But still a good game. And Norway used their advantage of having the best striker in the world at their disposal, basically.
It's a nice weapon to have.
And now he's doing what he did in bloody April. The covers my face. I'm going to just stand here and smirk. How taking the fact they've got Haaland, when you've got a goalkeeper that famously got away dropping the ball in his own net for Aston Villa back in the pandemic, and you're in a World Cup. What was it, last 16 now? You know, even other guy. I think other guy got an assist, I think, today as well for the first goal.
In case Arsenal Misfit does listen back on this, I forgot the answer to it. But he asked me earlier if Leeds are in for anyone, and it slipped my mind. But Leeds did have a 25 million offer rejected for Shay Charles from Southampton, and I believe Shay Charles might have caused some trauma to Arsenal in the Football Association Cup.
That bastard, yeah. Okay, that one. Yeah, go to Leeds so you can play you soon and get our revenge and see who's laughing then.
It might be me, because then if he smirks at the camera again,
you're going to smirk at this.
Yeah.
You're going to smirk at this. Hand of Arsenal. Again, within the Arsenal fan base. No, this is a Twitter account that basically everyone's convinced it's someone top in the game, like within the club, linking that, putting that in, inside info. You're gonna laugh at this. This is a guy that I famously slagged off when he was your number one. Arsenal have made inquiries about Ian Mislier as a potential replacement for Kepa. Should he leave this summer? We might be upgraded, not downgraded, for fuck's sake.
I'd pay you to take him. Oh, nah, he's out of contract. But that last 2-3 years he had at Leeds, I'd have paid you 27 of my pounds so you could have him. But he didn't take me off.
I'm hoping that's not true. I'm praying I'll literally have a breakdown. I think if we sign that round-headed fool. Yeah, you literally know my thoughts on that whole situation. So, in terms of that, terms of that goalkeeper. I've never rated him. Never have. He's not even good enough to be. Why? No.
Was he worse than
Just
Ramsden?
no. Fucking, it's close.
So
Oh, my
what did you
days.
make of the game that we were supposedly watching? I mean, we were watching it.
I mean, it was a good game. Wasn't great, but it was better. It wasn't the worst game. And obviously, yeah, we ain't going to extra time when it's dealt with. And Norway are happy. Odegaard and Erling go one step further. I don't know who they play next. I don't even care at the moment. But
I can find out.
I think it's like winner of X. It's winner of that. It's like bloody. I don't know. I think what a bit of. I don't know.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But no. I mean, we're going to see the rowing then. They're going to Ireland's gathering all the staff members over to the Brazil versus Norway next round. Oh my God, Gabriel versus Haaland. Oh, okay. We're definitely covering that then. What could go wrong there?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Better than all yesterday's games.
Yeah, it's Brazil versus Norway. Bloody hell.
Yeah, Brazil versus Norway's going next. Okay. Good luck, Norway.
I found a bracket in circular form, and it's excellent.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when they update it to put Norway into the last 16, then I will steal it. But not bad at all.
But no, overall, I initially said 2-1 Norway, so I'm yay on that one. So there you go. Canada versus Morocco. Good luck, Canada, on that one. And Brazil, Norway, the only two fixtures that are confirmed so far. We will have another confirmation between France and Sweden. We'll play Paraguay in the next round as well. And then obviously all the others are coming to play over the next day or two. Yeah, definitely what to say in terms of.
Imagine if Sweden beat France.
I mean, from my point of view, Steve would get so early then. The meltdown will be because everyone's gone, oh fuck, because everyone today, especially on like the YouTube and all that, why are we not why is everyone just sort of sitting on the fence? We all know France is going to win it. France is going to win it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, apparently also got Canada versus Morocco to come up.
Yeah.
How is Jesse Marsh still in this World Cup?
Luck more than anything, let's be honest.
I mean, there's nothing I can really say to it other than just sheer shock at it, because
it's, again, look at what, as I say, it's more down to luck in terms of the group was a group, but obviously by Switzerland, no one really turned up and tested, really went for it in the group, so they always had the chance of getting top two anyway. But the fact that they finished where they finished, and then the knockout game is they're playing South Africa, who just got by the skin of their teeth, got through by the last game. So it's like it sort of fell in their laps with that. But their luck's going to run out now. They've got Morocco next, so as you say, that's going to be fun if you're Morocco. But yeah, on that note, I think we're going to get ourselves out of it. I think. Unless you've got anything else to say about the game, Tom?
Thank you for having me on, Ryan. It's fun.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed chatting with you. Even if it's not been about the game, it's been about football in general, bloody reality TV. One way or the other, we kept the conversation going, so as well, had a laugh. And yeah, on to the next one now. Brazil. France was in Sweden. 10 o'clock kickoff. We'll go live 15 minutes before kickoff. So come back for that one. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Press the join button if you want to become a member as well. If you've got any hypes as well that want to help the show up as well, that'd be fantastic. That will massively help the show and the channel jointly at the same time, and that'd be greatly appreciated by us all here. As I say, thanks to Tom for popping on as well, keeping me company, all you guys in the chat, and we'll be back soon. Until next time, take care of yourselves and come on England. England, England.